During my time on Turtle WoW, I loved playing the hardcore challenge. I had two characters at level 60, a warrior and a priest, and then I had a rogue level 58 that was fixing to be level 60 but never completed the final quest line to make sure he would stay a hardcore character. But unfortunately, with Turtle WoW being shut down, it is time to move on to other challenges. So I found this guy on YouTube. His name is Very RPG. I will put his YouTube channel in my description, and he does a fish locked challenge, which I decided to copy. Now, the rules I've set for myself is there is no trading, no auction house, and no grouping. So basically, it's a solo self-found challenge. The water-only gear rule. I can only equip items such as armor, weapons, and bags only from the following sources: through fishing, through Aquatic Loot, which we'll talk about a little bit later, through Sunken Treasure, and the only land-based exception is if I see a treasure chest on land, then I can loot those. I cannot buy any weapons or equipment from vendors or anything like that. Now, for the wet feet rule, meaning amphibious creatures, such as burlocks, crocs, naga, may be looted only if the creature is touching water when engaged, or I am touching water when I start the fight, and I must stay in water through the conclusion of the fight. Now, for crafting, since it's going to be a very important part of trying to make it to 60, there are some limitations for that as well. Obviously, on land, I can't do mining, skinning, or gathering, so that really only leaves the herbalism for strangle kelp underwater that I could get for that, so I doubt I'm going to go herbalism in alchemy. For scavenging, all the materials must come from fishing, everything that comes from that, the naga, murloc, crocodiles, or any other monsters that are within the sea, but with the restrictions, as I mentioned above, for the wet feet rule. Now, for the looting protocol, specifically on land, I can loot them to receive the quest items that I'm looking for, but any other item I receive from them must be discarded. Now, I do have auto loot on, so there will be money I receive from it. I'm not going to go through it and delete all the money I receive from those mobs I'm killing for the quest lines, but the overall theme is anything other than quest items must be deleted. So kicking it off right here, I've chose a Night Elf Druid for this challenge. And as we start the early quest, just killing the mobs, getting some early levels, getting some gold so we can go buy our fishing pole. One of the first mobs I kill here, you'll see in a second, happens to have a small blue pouch. So awesome. So just like the rules stated, I have to kick it out of my bag and throw that bag on the ground, delete everything in there that I am getting from them. So moving forward, we go on, continue to receive a bunch of new quests. We eventually go up to the Druid Trainer, start getting some of our spells that we will need moving forward as we progress through Azeroth. Next, we head over to Dolinar, where that is the next village we stop at. We're going to sell whatever junk we have, get some quests, and set our Hearthstone to it. Now, the next people we'll encounter are the cooking people, who are going to be very, very important as we move forward, so we learn the cooking skill for that. Finally, we keep on moving, heading west. We find the best city of them all, Darnassus. We learn the fishing skill finally, so the game can finally begin. Move around some more. We get a guild invite, so of course we accept that to a random guild. Go through the old purple pinkish thing, and we are going to head over to Aberdeen. Now, we look like we're going to take a flight, but fake the game out, and actually we're going to get on the boat, head on over there, and start the real game play. Now, we get off the boat, and we see an oily blackmouth pool, so of course we're going to start fishing it, and look what happens. I cannot catch the fish. I just figured it's because the pools require a higher little fishing level, so we go over, there's Bubber Glump, whatever his name is, so we start fishing again, but we can't do it because I'm a level 0 fishing. Now, the easiest thing would have been done to go over to Bubber Glump or Glump Blubber, whatever his name is, but of course I didn't do that and buy a simple lure. So we took the flight path back to Darnassus, go over there thinking that fishing in the waters in Darnassus is going to be easier. The The clip gets cut off because of my editing video skills, but I don't catch anything, so we're moving back eastward. We studied that guy who gives us a quest that tricks us. We have to like kill a lot of animals, and then we eventually turn him to a frog or a pine cone or something. I don't really remember what happens to that, but we level up right there. There's this guy. Now he tricked us. I have to delete everything from it, and then eventually I get some quest that turns into a pine cone. We discover those ambushers, being a nice warrior right there. He helps me out. I buff him up, and so really, you know, I do most of the work here as he clears it out because my buffs are enabling him to clear everything out. Up in that house, there's a quest I might need, and thanks to my buffs, he was able to clear out that little home over there. So I fake out like I'm going to Hearthstone back, but eventually I do go back to Dolinar, and then somehow, again, with my video editing skills, I end up fishing for the first time, and this is how the game was meant to be played. And then basically for the next half hour or so, I'm adjusting some add-ons, and I fish my fishing level skill up to 75. So when we go back to Darkshore, we will be able to fish. So as you can see, someone died in chat there. A lot of F's in chat. Yeah, so there we go, 75. Now we go into a cave right here. Caves are the nemesis of the hardcore community because it's easy to pull too many mobs at a time over there, especially when I'm doing this ridiculous challenge that basically it's hard to get any gear or anything like that, and I'm still hitting everything with a fishing pole, and I don't have any clothes or anything on me. So there's Big Greenie over there, but I'd burn him down super easily. That guy was no big deal at all, so kill that guy for good measure, loot the egg, head back, start turning in quests, then you gotta go up that big ramp again to do stuff. But do I even include that in here? Oh, I do include that in here. So this is real exciting gameplay. Just showing me getting some new skills, things like that I need. Turning this quest in right here. And then eventually edit it out, and we go down to the cooks again, my best friends, get some patterns, which I'll probably never be able to use since I can't loot anything from the land, but still waste my money on it anyways. Yeah, see, there's more right there. I don't know if I bought those or not. There's some plans I need to be able to cook some stuff. I'll buy those, and I start cooking my brilliant small fish to start leveling up my cooking skill. Back to this place, because you see the guy in the top right down there. He is a dude I need to kill to complete a quest, and it's a little bit sketchy, but I went ahead and did it. So cleared out a bunch of these dummies over here. Then go do that guy on the left, because he's not as hard as the main guy, and then almost get caught by the panther right there, so didn't make a clear path on the way out there. Luckily that didn't get me. So clear out the ads that start reforming, go get mana and health up, cleared out that dummy over there, and then yeah, there's that guy that almost got me, so killed him. And then we have Big Gray over there, and then eventually there we go. Hope you got vertigo with that. So kill him, loot it, get out of there, go back to Dolinar, start turning in the quest. And then we go over to the northern side of Ashenvale. Leveled up right there. Those guys I thought were going to give me a mossy tumor or something I needed for a quest, but they don't, so I leave. I discovered the harpies over here, and this gets a little bit interesting. So start killing that dude over there, and then you can see I slowed it down just regular speed. So I start tuning this dude up over here. No problem, just destroying him. And look what's coming at me right there. A level 8 rare with that R by its name. So I assumed I had pulled that, so I start just trying to hightail it out of there. I don't have any potions or anything like that, so this is going to be a very short video series as I get killed, but I didn't, and I killed the dude, and then killed the 8 rare. It didn't give me anything, couldn't use it anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But then you can see in the top right hand corner there is a treasure chest. Clear everything out, looking for my first green. Maybe if I'm living right, it'll be a blue, and I received nothing good at all. Some mushroom caps, some ore, and a potion, which I can keep since it came from the chest. Went, got that thing up there, and then hearth back to Dolinar, turned some stuff in, and I believe for this segment, this is about it. So thanks for watching, and we'll be back with Chapter 2 here in a little bit.